U7 Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Now you can enjoy an extra free coins for every order. Don't miss the opportunity for up to 4 million free coins. Use my code Inception for another 8% off. Okay guys, so listen, I know that people wanted this Immortality video earlier on, but we're going to talk about the cards now because they are kind of fully evolved now. I was going to talk about Hawk as an evolution, but to be honest with you guys, it doesn't really look that interesting whatsoever, right? You got players like Liao, like if you did some chain evos on him, you get a 90 shooting upgrade with an 85 physical. Because this one, it doesn't give you like super significant stuff. It gives you mainly the Trivella and the Aerial, right? And then it gives you some base card stats that are increased as well, right? So you get like the shooting boost, you get the physicality boost on the cards. So I guess it depends on the person that you choose to evolve. But like most of these cards here, like I mean Vidal is just up here randomly. All of these trending cards don't really make sense to look into. This is definitely going to be for cards that you have been upgrading in a sentimental way, or you have been doing evils on a consistent basis where you can improve them to a certain point, right? Like this Bruno Fernandes, for instance, Gladiator for free to give him that defensive boost. And this is what we mentioned in the Player of the Month review. That's why it was basically a waste of time to do, right? But with Bruno Fernandes, now you get a card that gets like significant improvements, right? So Gladiator and Hawk, this is for the Trivella, low driven, aerial, intercept, right? So stuff like this is what you should be looking into, is doing like some chain evils for some of these cards. Zanetti, I probably wouldn't look into this one because there was the other one the other day that gives him like a significant boost to defense. But yeah, you can see the choices here. It really comes down to what you were doing chain evils on, right? So if you chose Reinders, you can give Reinders like a few things here and there, right? For stat improvements, but like again, nothing significant. So that's why it has a rightful 32 to 68% difference. There's cards here that are trending too. Like there's a Rooney. I mean, sure, but yeah, Rooney's never really that crazy in this game. There's this version. I don't know if he probably came out this weekend actually. Well, he actually looks usable, to be fair. 5-star, 4-star. Yeah, he finally looks usable. Probably like on an engine chemistry style type vibe for the transfer market cards. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the Immortality players, which has not been going down well for people. It has a pretty poor dislike to like ratio, 7 to 93. What is it on foot? Yeah, 7 to 93. So that's pretty bad. So with Immortality, guys, the reason why I didn't take a look at this is because, to be honest with you guys, I kind of already knew it was going to head towards a direction that was a little bit cringy because of how much you have to pay for it, to be honest with you. But people should have known that they did have that as like an actual thing. Like a guy who was trying to tell me like of, you know, because people wanted me to make a video before everything came out, but I'm like, dude, first of all, I don't even know what the full upgrades are, right? And when the full upgrades come out, I have a feeling that they're going to shkanief people really hard, right? And that's what they did. 7% like to dislike ratio. The community is not stupid, right? But we'll check out some of the best choices here based off of obviously the playstyle pluses that you receive. So one of the top choices here is going to be a player. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. See, this is why I did not make a video, right? Because I didn't fully understand it, and I was never gonna fully understand it. You guys know how I am with this game, right? But so I'm seeing intercept and pinged pass on Kante. Could I not do that on Vitinha's card? Was that not a possibility? Like, can I apply certain playstyles to the cards? Let me see here. So if I go to League, Club, Past, and Present. So how do I search Rarity, League, Club? You know what? Nation, Portuguese. And let's see if he even pops up. Why does that not show? Oh, is it already in the filter? It's already in the filter. Okay. So we have a bunch of Vitinha options here. Let me see here. You know what? We'll do it because I don't know how to search specifically for that specific thing. Okay, so here's the thing, right? These cards at the top, they're trending, but they're trending from, in my opinion, a perspective of using them as a cam. Because so what I'm wondering is, does he have the base playstyles of intercept and stuff? That's the key thing here. So this card, okay, so I see where people are going with this one. Because for me personally, when I was initially looking at these evolutions, I was looking at it from a perspective of what he was like before, right? From a base mechanic perspective. And that's from this card right here. This card was very solid as like one of the CDMs, right? For me personally. So when I'm looking at this card, I was like, oh, I need something that provides me an intercept and an anticipate playstyle, right? So now that I'm looking at this one, you do, to be fair, get those things, right? On a shadow chemistry style, your defense is in a better area, but the way that this one is formatted in particular without the playstyle pluses, and we'll take a look, I guess they're all stat increases are all the same, but this one is literally a cam, you know? Like the way that I'm looking at him, it's not really like a CDM type vibe for him. Like you gotta increase the pace, and it's at 95 for sprint speed for something that you're paying for. It has to be maxed out, right? And this is where they're very scummy with the way that they format these cards. But it's not horrible to be in that area. But it would be nice for it to be maximized, because at this point in the game, it's kind of important. He does have Shadow Striker. He has the Playmaker, which is very nice. On a Hunter, the pace and the shooting boost is really good. He gets a passing boost and a dribbling boost. But I don't blame people for wanting better for what you're paying for. I'm not like super against that, to be honest. So that, because to be fair, like if I'm using him in the cam position in a 4-2-1-3, I still feel like he would cook in that area, because having some defensive capabilities with an intercept and anticipate, it would actually be pretty helpful, to be honest with you guys. It actually would be a helpful thing. Would I look into this card as much in the box to box? It wouldn't necessarily be a horrible thing. Wouldn't be a horrible thing. In the box to box, he has the nice pace boost, nice defensive boost, so that could be all right too. You have these ones that give you Tiki Taka, Incisive Pass, and Pinged Pass. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could go down this direction if you really, really want passing capabilities, or if you did go this direction, right? Then you got Tiki Taka, Incisive Pass, and the Pinged Pass. So a bunch of passing stuff. You have Anticipate with the card, which wouldn't be horrible, because it's like, here's the thing. If this still has Intercept, this card in the CDM position could still do a solid job, because base mechanics-wise, he has that deep-lying Playmaker. So Shadow Chemistry style, your defensive stats is in a significantly better area with a very, very good pace improvement. And then your passing's in a good spot. Playstyles wise, you're looking pretty good too, with the base intercept, base block. Yeah, so I think with a card like this, Tiki Taka is amazing. Tiki Taka is amazing, but I'd probably go for intercept, anticipate, and pinged pass on him, to be honest with you. And it's not even like the top trending one here well, you know what? If I didn't have anticipate, I wouldn't mind that as much, because I think this one would have a base anticipate, right? Yes. Yeah, it would have a base anticipate on the card. So the pace is there, the defense is there, and then you have the base anticipate, because those two playstyles are super nice to work with in the midfield position. Then you have him for CDM, box to box, holding, playmaker. And then the cool thing about this card is that if you wanted to, you don't have to, but if you wanted to, you could technically use them as a cam, right? So yeah, the different options is entirely up to the person. I think looking at base mechanic stuff is very important, because Vitinha before did have an intercept, and it was really nice. But we're at a point in the game now, guys, where cards need to be really meta. I have people in my comment section literally complaining about me complaining about the SBC content. Those cards are trash, okay? For the way that this game plays out nowadays, this game is very meta, and those cards are trash, okay? So Vitinha is just an example of obviously what we could look into from a center mid CDM perspective, right? But obviously there was a lot of really, really good choices for this, right? If you could, potentially go with them. I'm not really sure why Ryan Gravenberch is trending for this with a rapid. I don't really understand that as much. Shadow Striker for Cam? So you would have the intention of using this as a Shadow Striker cam on an engine? Like, I don't think so, buddy. He's a big dude. This is a center mid type card. I don't know why this one is like a top one, to be honest. I'm pretty confused about that. Where's Ryan's cards? Let me see Ryan's cards. Netherlands. I'm pretty sure it just applies. I don't know where it applies to, but it applies somewhere. That one. Yeah, I don't know why. Why is Rapid trending more? Because people want to use him as an attacker? Nah. Do you get lengthy on an anchor? I don't know. That's not even possible. Oh, it is possible. Not with those playstyles. Nah. Listen, man. Like, what? We're going to use this card as what? As a cam? We're going to pay this much money for him in the cam position? Yeah, that's sentimental value FC right there, buddy. Meta-wise, because this is what this game is, let's be completely transparent here, this one makes the most sense. I don't even know why we're looking at the other ones. So Ryan Gravenberch with the 5-star, 5-star. This card, as a midfielder, looks solid. If you were gonna pay for one, this looks like a very good choice. Anticipate, intercept, and pinged pass as the playstyle pluses, and some of the regular stuff that he has on this evolution is also still really good, to be honest with you guys. And he's a lengthy with really high pace, deep lying playmaker, CDM holding, center mid box to box, if you want to use him in that way, because he's a 5-star, 5-star, so technically speaking, you could. But I don't know, man. I think a card like this as a deep lying playmaker that could sometimes attack, like, I don't even care to look at the other options, to be honest with you. No, from Ryan, why? Trending players. He's not the top anymore? Is it because I already looked at him? What's going on over here? Buddy, why is this card not the top anymore? No, impossible. Oh my god, I was about to say. I don't know why this card is here. I do not know why. That makes zero sense to me. Let me see if the Footbin guys got it right. Okay, so you have Kante here. Yeah, so like this stuff here, I'm not against this if you had the intention of using him as a cam, but the way that they format his pace is mad annoying. Because it's like the dribbling and the passing stuff, like that could be really solid on him. Shadow chemistry style, really good pace, really good defense. Because you would still use him as a deep lying playmaker for the most part. Let's be completely transparent and honest over here. Even holding plus, because he still has the intercept, you know. But I like the other one. I don't know. I like the other one. The way the other one looks. Dog him. I don't know why this guy is trending. Might be from a YouTuber, maybe. I don't know why. Why is he trending? With Quickstep as an absolute monster. Is he... So he's 5-star, 5-star, left footage. And then I give him a marksman. What does that do to him? I'm not completely against this one because where the dribbling is at, center mid CDM. It's funny that this guy is trending though. Dog him. What's this Kante card that I see here? So Kante with pinged, press proven, and intercept. Okay, so a 5-star, 5-star Kante. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Maybe people will agree with this. Maybe people will not agree with this. I did the Kante SPC, and it's like cool. Like he was actually like quite solid, to be fair. But I prefer taller players. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like even Vitinha, like people really liked using. I guess it depends on like what you're looking for. Because in the midfield, I feel like, because like, dude, when I play my SPC accounts, where every time I have the shorter players, I'm like, dude, like a Patrick Vieira would be really nice right here, you know. But I guess it just depends on how you kind of see like the defensive areas. But like obviously the improvements for this card are pretty significant, right? The pace boost, the defensive boost, you still get the intercept, which is very important, right? So that would be like these ones here. I don't know if I'd care to give him incisive. I think this one would make more sense. Yeah. Because I think with this one, intercept and anticipate would really match his base mechanic stuff. And then a pinged pass being one of the more meta playstyles in this game, like This is the direction that I would have gone for, like generally speaking, for most of the cards, right? Like with Kante, all the work aside, right? All the work aside, he would be cool to have for the SBC account. He's a smaller player, which would bother me a little bit, but dude, his transition speed's probably like super crazy. What's really nuts about this card too is that you could, in technicality, use him as a center mid, and he could play the center mid spot really well. So, I mean, money wise, sure, it's up there, you know, but the links easier to work with Kante, and this card actually looks pretty good in my opinion. He actually looks like a very solid choice. Because I'm looking at Incisive and Pinged, and like, honestly, they wouldn't be bad choices either. They wouldn't. I think giving him Intercept is important, because I think this one would still give him base Anticipate. It does not. Never mind. I like the Anticipate on Kante. I do like it. I think Anticipate in general is a pretty big play style to have. You have some of these other cards that could have been very interesting too. Like you have Phaser. Female player, so might be more agile to work with the dribbling, so you might not look at it too much. 5'5", yeah. You don't have cam position change? No. This looks like a really nice cam, but center mid, no, not without defensive playstyle. She doesn't have any on this. You format the card, but not to be a cam. I don't know about that one, Chief. Oxlade Chamberlain as well. You could have gone with any direction with this one. Like there could have been some solid cards here and there. It just depends on like what you were looking for. I think for like the most part though, guys, like the players that were trending initially are the ones that kind of make the most sense. Another Sissoko card. That's not the other Sissoko, obviously, but when I'm looking at Sissoko, I'm like, oh, intercept, oh, pinged, oh, bruiser. You know, is he lengthy? Because if he's lengthy, GG's, buddy. Oh my god, that agility and balance is awful. Awful. Oh my, I don't even want to look at that. Yeah, right. So I could turn like not even a truck. I wouldn't turn like a truck. I would turn like a ship needing to turn. No thanks. I'm good. I'm good on that, kid. McTominay with finesse, incisive, and pinged pass. With that agility and balance, no. No chance. This is why people go with the meta options, bro, because like when I look at these other options, I'm like, nope. Oxlade Chamberlain looks pretty nice. You know what's a shame? Oh, dude, why do they format these cards like this, man? I want to give him a hawk. I want to use him as a cam because he's literally formatted for a cam, only has one playmaker. Why? Why are you so cringe this year? Let's give him center mid and CDM stuff, but no defensive stuff. So does he have another one that like has like better options? There's this one. This one is the same thing, is it not? No, man. No. Ryan looks like the best choice here. No, like no BS. No BS. He looks like the best choice from one of his versions. He's not even, for some reason he's not even here, but the one we just checked out is the one that makes the most sense. Not these ones, man. What am I even looking at here? A Flare. I want to do. I wouldn't go with Flare personally. I saw this guy trending on Yango. Okay, he has cam position change at least. At least he has a cam position change. So there's something that could be interesting there, maybe on a Hunter. Because he remains on a lengthy. But yeah, like, that's the thing. It's the paying for its part that's like... Guys, if I was going to give advice for this Evo, I don't know if you could still do it because I don't think you can, right? But if I was going to give advice for this Evo, you had to go in the direction of something along the lines. Because look, like Ryan Ping's pass, press proven, and tiki taka. Well, I don't think Footpin shows all the playstyles. They're a little bit buggy when it comes to that, right? But Tonali would be like a decent example of someone that I would potentially go for, to be honest. But of course, he's only a lengthy on an anchor, so but I have to give him a shadow, which it wouldn't be horrible. Yeah, this card looks okay too. If you went down this route, this is okay too. Deep line playmaker plus plus, holding plus plus. The center mid stuff, I probably wouldn't do with him. Like it's mainly for CDM capabilities because he's a player that's 5'11". You know, you might be able to dribble with him at least a little bit too as a midfielder, right? Jolington. Well, at least you give him intercept on this one. Yeah, at least you give him an intercept on this one. Lengthy on him with a shadow, good pace, good defense. Intercept and bruiser would be really nice. CDM, yeah. Listen, guys, just to let's just end off the video on a certain note, okay? If you were to do this evolution, genuinely speaking, okay, most of these cards, for what you're paying for and the effort that it takes, no chance. In my honest opinion, this Ryan card that I just looked at would be it's him and Vitinha because Vitinha has good base mechanic stuff. So it's like guaranteed transferred over. You guys can let me know what you went with because there might be some sentimentals that you guys went with that are really cool. But for me, if I go nations and I go with Netherlands and I apply that filter, brother, the anticipate, intercept, pinged pass while being able to use this card in the CDM position with the right roles and even center mid. Like I would work with a balance at 76 because he's 5-star, 5-star, right? Because he's a lengthy on a shadow. It's a very key thing to mention here. Sure, doesn't have the aggression, right? But meta-wise, for a taller player like this guy would be really nice there. Like, sure, yeah, you might have to work with the dribbling a little bit, but Kante's card, like these three were the trending for a reason, right? Because even Kante's card, as we were mentioning earlier, it just makes sense because you have a more agile player, but this card, he has the capabilities, right, of playing as a center mid too, because he has box to box. So you could do that as well. You don't have to just use him as a CDM. Oh, you don't like a super short player because he's 5'6" in the CDM position. You want a taller player? Okay, use him as a center mid, and he still looks okay there. That makes sense too, especially if you choose the right playstyle pluses. I'll be honest. Intercept because of this cutback garbage meta and the pinged pass, those are the two biggest ones. And then it would be anticipate, maybe you go with like a tiki taka on Vitinha because this card is like, oh, I can switch him to Cam, so that's fine, right? But yeah, it has the cards of Vitinha, Gravenberch, as well as Kante, they're the ones that just make the most sense. Like Kessier could be decent as well, right? But you would have to be like interested in these types of cards, right? With a controlled lengthy, honestly, he looks good, right? Like CDM wise, you're looking at that intercept, that anticipate, and then that pinged pass. But then you're looking at rolls. And then when it comes down to rolls, it's like, okay, for me, because I know he's more physical, I want to use him more as a CDM. But then look at how they format him, right? CDM only 1+ for deep lying playmaker and holding plus, right? Like you just don't have that problem with these other cards. And listen, if I could go back in time and make a video to tell you guys like this is how it would go down, then that's what I would do because it just makes the most sense. So if you went down that route, great. If you didn't, I can understand why you go with the dislikes, because if you didn't choose some of these cards and you went sentimental value for 500k, it's a little bit crazy. But yeah, listen, we'll end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll catch you guys for the next one, okay? Again, more of a discussion of the new evolutions that came out today. The Hawk one, there's not really much to talk about because they don't really improve that much in this one. We're kind of just like, I think today it's going to be these 3 videos, and then we do the transfer market reviews for Immortals because everything else is super boring. It's a very transfer market heavy game this year. Transfer market and then evos for specific evos, you know. But yeah, I'll catch you guys for the next one, okay? Peace out. You guys have yourself a great day. I hope you enjoy this little green screen setup. Maybe you see it more in the future. Who knows? I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes.